Hi, my name is Michael Bernard, and I would just like to tell you a little bit about myself. So, I have 20 years' experience as a long term buy and hold investor, and I've spent the last 3 years as a short term active trader. At a very young age, I became interested in the stock market, and I was lucky that my dad gave me two books that had a big impact on me. The first one was Winning on Wall Street by Martin Zweig, and the second one was How to Make Money in Stocks by William O'Neill. Uh, so, growing up, I absorbed everything I could from those books. And a slew of other ones. Everything they had in the library about the stock market or investing, I read. I started watching CNBC at the age of 14. So by the time I turned 18, I was ready to strike out with some real money on my own. And I've been an investor ever since and spent the last 3 years actively trading. Um, for the last 6 months of the last 3 years, I've employed a strategy that I think is pretty close to being a world beater. And let me show you some of the results from that active trading. So I started out with the project with $19,673.20. Presently, the project value is $22,780.28, showing growth of 15.83% over the last 6 months. The net profit is $4,833.20 on a total capital turnover of $120,000. So basically, I've turned over the starting budget about 6 times in the last 6 months. Average basis points gain per day of 60, almost 68. Average day holding of 14 days, and a percent return, just showing the net profit into the amount traded of 4.04%. Now, the winning trades break down as follows. So, out of 306 total trades, 250 of which have been profitable for a win percentage of 81.7%. The average winning trades profit of $28.31, total profit of $7,077.05. On the losing trade side, there have been 56 losers for a losing percentage of 18.3%, an average loss of $40.07 per loss, and total losses of $2,243.85. Profit factor, which is something that we'll talk a little bit more about later. So this is the total profit divided by the total losses, shows a profit factor of 3.14. Um, you can look it up online elsewhere, but generally a profit factor of more than 2 is considered to be very good, and 3 even better than that. So that's what we're looking at here. Something that you'll see here is what's called intelligence list cumulative results. This is what I track my trading results compared to, because there are various information streams that I pay for, one of which I track here, and it shows a basis point winning of 49 basis points per day and an average day holding of 32. So right now my numbers are better than those, but typically my numbers and those numbers are a little bit closer than they are right now. I'm recording this on the 30th of January 2021. History might show that the last week of January of 2021 was kind of a turbulent week. There's a couple different things that go into that, but the most recent intelligence list I got was on Monday. So this number is being affected a little bit by the turbulence in the market that you've seen in the last week, and I expect that to actually recover and get closer to 65 to 70 there, and the average day holding to stay around 35 probably going forward. Now let me tell you about my two different products that I have available, and then a little bit more about my personal self-interest in all this. So I do have mentoring that's available via Fiverr. The link you can find down in the description. So this is available in 1 month increments. So what you'd have access to with the 1 month mentoring is access to my live trading portfolio, as well as live trade notifications of my buy and sells. Now I trade exclusively in stocks. Um, I don't do options, forex, or futures. I have a little bit of experience with each of those, but it's not something that I specialize in, nor would I be able to provide direct mentoring in any of those. Um, Included with the mentoring would be assistance in setting up an actual brokerage account as opposed to what I call kindergarten accounts with Robinhood or Webull or something like that. I want to make sure that you actually have a brokerage account with a real trading platform. Um, and if you have questions as to why that is, we can definitely describe that. If you haven't been looking at the news within the last few days, there's some glaring obviousness as to why an actual brokerage account with a real brokerage as opposed to a kindergarten account is in your benefit. Another thing that I can teach you is how to set up your account for automated trading. So if at the end of your mentoring with me, if you decide that you would rather just set up your account to follow either my strategy or somebody else's strategies on an automated basis so that you don't have to do it yourself, you can just go on with your life. You don't have to devote the time and effort to actually learn how to become a trader yourself, that you just employ somebody else to do that for you, then that's there for you. And for, I would say, probably 90 to 95% of people watching this video, that's probably the option that's best. Not because I don't think that you can learn how to be an investor. I definitely think that anybody can learn how to be an investor. I don't think that everybody has the wherewithal and the time to commit to becoming a trader. Investing and trading are two different things. And later on, I'll have videos in my newsfeed as to what I think the differences are between those. But it's pretty well documented that investing and trading, while using some of the same tools and um, the knowledge base being similar, they're two different activities with two different intended results. Another thing that would come with my mentoring is I'll show you all the different tools that I use. I would say that the actual tools that I use, you can use almost all of them for free, and the few that I do advocate paying for, they come out to be a monthly cost of $10 to $20 per month maximum. So that's well worth it there. And that's with the standard 1 month mentoring. Another thing that comes with that is 3 personalized mentoring calls or Zoom meetings. That way, once I show you the initial information as you go, I'm definitely gonna make myself available to answer additional questions that you have, because it's very much my intention that after 1 month you would be as close to being able to go out on your own as possible, um, depending on your time commitment and your ability to take in the information as it's provided. I don't think that there's a magic pill that you can take to wake up tomorrow and be a world-class trader. It took me 20 years of investing before I felt comfortable enough to try trading. And I was lucky enough to have some really good resources around me and help me to be successful with that. And I just want to make sure and help you get to the same place as quick as humanly possible. Now, there are 2 month and 3 month mentoring available. Basically, it's the exact same program, but this is more or less for people who want more time and more assistance over that period of time. So with a 2 month mentoring, that comes with 6 calls or Zoom meetings, and the 3 month with 9. And that's not a set in stone. If you need a little bit more within reason, I can accommodate people just depending on how everything is going. So I want to talk a little bit here, and I think it's very important to have realistic expectations about what to expect from investing and trading. Investing is making decisions that have long-term impact on your future. So it's thinking about retirement and things that are going to be important to you 5, 10, 20, maybe 30 years into the future. Trading which should be a small percentage of your overall savings or financial outlay, is not something that you can expect is going to buy yourself a Lamborghini or a Learjet or a fancy vacation. It's not going to change your lifestyle, not right away, and probably not for a long time. Um, Anybody that tells you that you could expect to put money in and get a set percentage out on a monthly basis, or to pay your rent, or to do any of those things that I just mentioned, is either purposefully or on accident lying to you and probably trying to take advantage of you. And that's my biggest motivation in doing this whole thing. I have two. The bigger one is I want to help people avoid all the charlatans, the fake trading gurus, and the very, very expensive trading academies that all they're looking to do is take money from you and provide you very little to no value in return. I'm trying to provide as much value as I possibly can for the lowest ticket amount available. Um, the second self-interest that I have in this whole thing is, and I want to describe something for you. So if you've seen the movie um, Back to the Future 2, the bad guy character in that movie, Biff, he got a book that showed the results of um, every sporting event for the next 50 years, so that he could just bet on all of them. He would make all the right bets and become a billionaire, because that's what that is. So in my case, let's say 6 months ago, I found the winning stock trading strategy, and I've tested it. Now I'm absolutely 100% confident in it. The only bottleneck that I have in it now is the amount of capital that I have invested in it. So over the course of time, I have no concern that this strategy is going to work for me going forward. The only thing holding me back is the amount of money that I have going into it. So about a month ago, I was looking at getting a second job because I have a full-time career. But I was looking at getting a second job just to put more money into the trading account. And all the various options that are available, most of them require going out into the pandemic-filled world, which isn't an ideal situation for me. And I started thinking about, what if I could somehow show others my trading strategy, give them the insights and everything, and the little bit of money I do make out of it, put into the trading strategy. So that's my self-interest in this whole thing. Um, I'm not trying to buy Lamborghinis or a Learjet or pay for a fancy vacation. To be honest, my full-time employment provides a very good lifestyle for myself and my family. So um, that's where I'm at.